Cahirlach, Aire, Stúrahor, Gwynúisla, Buchali agus Calini. Constantá Shiv? Goodbye. That's it, goodbye. Go on. Anna why? Erauf. Gehéintach. Gomais what you say to the teacher when you're asked, Constantá Tá me gomoy. It's the 10th birthday. We're under the spell of Draiocht. It's an amazing thing, really. It is a spell, isn't it? Because it seems like last week that I came here to perform the opening of Draiocht 10 years ago. I feel like somebody must have stuck me in a time machine and fast-forwarded us, but only a week ahead. And to come here 10 years on, I've been back a few times since, mind you, and on each occasion the place has it has absolutely resonated with the joy that comes from having arts right at the centre of people's lives, confident, happy. Who couldn't go into Des's art gallery there or into the exhibition there and not come out smiling and happy to see an artist who's actually changed his whole technique and his whole perspective on art, looking at it through the eyes of children. And this was what Draiocht set out to do, wasn't it? Draiocht set out to create a community where children would grow up with arts at the centre of their lives. And they would be exposed to amateur art and professional art, but most important, there'll be a question in their own minds always of what they could bring to the world of art. That they would not just be mere spectators, but that they could see themselves as real players, contributors, as artists of some sort or another. It's a very, very different world from the world that my generation grew up in, where arts were always, and culture for that matter, in terms of grand culture, always seemed to be things that happened outside of the parish, outside of the community. You'd have to get on a bus or get in a car to go to an opera, to go to a play. They were always things that cost a lot of money. They were things that people with money went to. They happened in places and in buildings that might have been forbidding to many, many people. I suppose the sum total of theatrical experience might have been the annual drama put on the parish hall or the school hall. But here you tried to do something very, very different. You tried to tell people, look, the world of poetry, of drama, of music, of dance, of filmmaking, of art, of all the things that this word, the arts, embraces, all the extraordinary kaleidoscope of forms that it takes. It starts with a seed in the imagination of a human being. That's where it starts. And the more seeds we plant, the more people who see themselves as people in whom that seed is growing, the richer our cultural life, and in particular the richer our community life. Because we build strong individuals, we build them confident. We look at what they create and we're amazed. We enjoy what they create and we're uplifted. We come into an exhibition, or we go to a play, or we go and listen to a beautiful piece of music, and whatever worries or cares we have in our heart, well, they're lifted for a moment. They're a little bit lighter and easier to bear, because the world is more beautiful. The world is more full of wonder. The world is more full of good things, thanks to the world of Draiocht, thanks to the world, that magic of the arts. 10 years ago, when this place started, funding was probably a slightly different order of magnitude from it is now. We were then we were in that phase when all things seemed possible and money seemed available to make all things possible. And so here we are 10 years later. A lot of that has changed. That story has changed quite dramatically. And yet Draiocht is still here, still doing wonderfully well, still growing, still encouraging, still bringing the arts right to the heart of the community and having the arts walk through its door. Every single person who comes through that door making their contribution, whatever it is they're doing, whatever age they are, whether they come as spectators, whether they come as performers, whether they come to learn, whether they come as sponsors, whether they come as Fingal County Council, the Arts Council, bearing the gift of money that helps to sustain this place and encouragement that helps to sustain it. It's still going, it's still growing. Thank goodness that it is. It's a great thing to come here to celebrate 10 years. To feel these 10 years were nothing more than... How many people were here 10 years ago at the opening? How many people were here? Okay, that's a lot of people who were here. Does it feel like 10 years ago? No, it feels such a short time ago. And the irony of that is it was brand new then. It was brand new then, and now when you think of Blanchardstown, you think of Draiocht. It's amazing, isn't it? How the word Draiocht has just entered the discourse of this community. It's part and parcel of it. It could be here 100 years. It could be here 110 years. It has become so intrinsic, so woven into the community, and such a leaven at the heart of community. I want to thank all the people who made that happen. All the people who believed in this, who believe in community arts, who put their hearts and souls and their passion into, first of all, generating the momentum that gave birth to the place 10 years ago. And then the people whose passion and whose momentum has kept it going and growing for the last 10 years. This is only the opening chapter, first 10 years. It's just the first 10 years. We're just now celebrating the start of the next 10. We're actually looking, I suppose, at the start of the next 90. Someday there'll be a bunch of people in here celebrating the 100th. Probably won't be any of us. Might be a few people here. Well, here's the thing. I'm told that half of all female children born in Ireland today, all other things being equal, will probably live to 100. So, anybody holding a baby in their arms at the moment? So there's going to be a president sometime 100 years from now who's going to have absolutely nothing else to do except sign centenarians' cheques. That's all they're going to have time for. But to everybody here, can I say a very big thank you for allowing me to share this day again, this very, very special birthday. I don't always get invited to 10th birthdays nowadays. Unfortunately, I'm much more likely to be invited to 50th and, God help us all, 60th birthdays now. So you have no idea how wonderful it is to be invited to a 10th birthday. To all of you, to all the people who have made Draiocht just what it is, what a wonderful, wonderful gift right at the heart of community. I say a very, very, very big thank you. Give them all a big round of applause. They're brilliant people.